Now on CoastTV News.
A car flips. The details from this accident that are kind of hard to believe. Handguns for purchase, a new law just in effect today, and the challenge against it not over. Shelville is open. What is new this year at the Christmas attraction?
We are cautious because of gale wind warnings active in our area, and they're going to make your work week, quite frankly, a bit miserable.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Examining a handgun before a purchase. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf. Thank you for staying up with us after Sunday Night Football. As of Sunday, anyone wanting to purchase a handgun in Delaware needs a permit. That's due to a new law in effect today. To get that permit, applicants must take a firearms training course, get fingerprinted, and pass a background check. Important to note, though, if you already have a concealed carry permit, you do not need to go get this additional permit. To help with the new law, Delaware State Police have launched a permit to purchase helpline and email address. They're able to answer questions Monday through Saturday, 9 to 9, and Sunday, 9 to 7. The law has been sued by gun rights groups, saying Delaware doesn't have the infrastructure, and they say the law violates the Second Amendment. The president of the Delaware State Sportsmen's Association says permit to purchase doesn't actually stop violent crime, as the state attorney general suggests.
They always go after the object. The object doesn't hurt people unless it's used illegally by a criminal. That's who you have to go after. When the attorney general drops most gun charges against an individual, all those saying, well, this is the way we get a conviction, that's not the case. If you use a gun in a crime, go to jail. It's that simple. But nowadays, they don't do that.
Hague and other plaintiffs are appealing the ruling against their attempt injunction on permit to purchase. We have all the details right now on our website. Dagsboro is considering a new impact fee aimed at supporting police services. According to the town agenda on Monday night, the town will again discuss a fee that would join the town's existing fees for fire, ambulance, and capital improvements. Under the proposal, developers would pay 0.5% of construction costs with a $10,000 cap for subdivisions. Single-family homes would stay under the current $5,000 cap. If approved, the fees would apply to all future building permits. Today marks the World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. According to DelDOT, it's on the third Sunday in November. And seen here, Secretary and Deputy Secretary of DelDOT laying a wreath at the Highway Memorial Garden in Smyrna, honoring DelDOT employees who died on Delaware roads. Hundreds of people gathered to enjoy opening weekend of the bright lights, campfires, and so much more. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us what's inside 2025's Shelville Christmas Village.
3, 2, 1.
The holiday lights are back on. Shelville and Rehoboth Beach kicked off its opening weekend, something Elizabeth Cantwell and her son were ready for.
He loves it. He looks forward to it every year. We come multiple times a year. It's one of our favorite things to do.
Inside the Winter Wonderland, you could find a little something for everyone, whether that's a snowball fight with friends and family, meeting Santa Claus, a train ride around Shelville, grabbing a drink at the hot cocoa station, relaxing by the campfire, and so much more.
I feel like it just really gets you in the mood for the season, and it just has such like a magical feel with all the Christmas trees and the Christmas lights. It's just, if you're in Delaware, you have to come check it out.
Just like last year, Shelville is completely free. No tickets are needed to enter, and people are now supposed to park outside the Tanger outlets, where a shuttle will take you to the holiday destination. Drew Bueller owns a Christmas boutique at Shelville and says this is a great place to shop for family and friends.
It's so fun. The amount of people that come through here is really amazing, and everybody's in just a really great Christmassy mood, and they are ready to shop and Christmas shop, so it's really great.
A winter wonderland for everyone to enjoy, free of charge. I'm Kevin Zappe, Rehoboth Beach, CoastTV News.
Although Shelville will be closed on Thanksgiving and Black Friday, there are still plenty of days you can experience it yourself. The Holiday Village is open every weekend except for Saturday, November 29th. It will also be open on select weekdays, now through December 30th. Check this out. A car flipped over on Mariner's Way in the Cambridge area. This is from the Rescue Fire Company. Firefighters say just after 10 o'clock they were dispatched, and miraculously, everyone was okay and got out of the car, no injuries. Crews did clear debris and handle fluid cleanup before that road was reopened. A man in Laurel is in critical condition after a house fire late Saturday night. Firefighters were called just after 9:30 to a home off of Route 13 on Saturday. The fire marshal says firefighters pulled the man out of the burning building and he was actually unresponsive. The cause is still under investigation. Today marks the end of some public transit stops in Sussex County. According to DART, Route 201, that's between Lewes and Rehoboth, they're not going to have service after 10 p.m. on weekdays, and they'll also cut 2 early morning departures. 2 late-night trips between Delmar and Georgetown, that's on Route 12, those are not going to happen on Saturdays, just the 2 late-night ones. And there won't be any service on Route 23 between Long Neck to Massey's Landing in the off-season. New tonight, nominations for the Young Environmentalist Stewardship Award are now open. DENREC says this is perfect for young people who care about the environment, and specifically through hands-on volunteer projects. If you know a young person who this might be great for, just remember they got to be 17 or younger as of January 10th and have 100 hours of unpaid volunteer service in Delaware. Monday morning on CoastTV News, tune in for a look at how Ocean City is considering a new property tax credit. And then coming up Monday evening, preparing your car and home for the winter, what experts say you need to do to be prepared in the months ahead.
And we have some cutting, chilly winds that have come through, along with a gale wind warning that's going to make it a wrap up real tight with layers kind of a week.
And after that, shelter pets in need. What the Brandywine Valley SPCA says it needs from you right now. Don't go anywhere. We're back in just 60 seconds.
So bottom line here is that it's going to be very chilly for Monday, and then Tuesday morning is going to be, just a real rude version of chilly conditions. You know, a rude chill in the air is what you're going to think when you walk out of the door Monday and Tuesday for that matter. But in Ocean City right now, we're holding at about 48 degrees. Dew point temperatures at 25, so we're talking about a relatively dry atmosphere, but the wind's coming around at about 14 miles per hour. It's tolerable, it's manageable, but man, when the temperatures are dropping like that, not so comfortable. Temperatures right now in the 40s. We're at 46 degrees, for example, in Milton, Redden, Millsboro, as well as Dagsboro. We're also at 46 degrees currently, not only in Rehoboth, but also in Long Neck. Now, we have some active warnings that I need to pass along to you. First of all, a gale wind warning. Now that means we're looking at 45-mile-per-hour winds along the beaches primarily, like Slaughter Beach, Broadkill Beach, as well as Lewes. But that's also inclusive of places like Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach, down towards Ocean View, and that reaches all the way down from Fenwick Island to Ocean City, all the way down towards Chincoteague. And on the other side of the peninsula, where they're getting in on the party action as well, with a gale wind warning that's going to stay active until Monday. So we're looking at very blustery conditions on the beaches, and actually possibility of some erosion that could occur. Now, we look to our northwest, we have precipitation in the form of light snow as well as liquid precipitation. I don't see that feathering its way towards us, but we're always keeping a very monitoring eye on that. But here's what we will have to deal with. Temperatures overnight dropping below freezing just about everywhere, if not very close to it, along the beaches where we're at 34 degrees. The winds howling and making it exceedingly uncomfortable. We're talking about, imagine temperatures in the 30s tomorrow and the winds are howling at about 39 to 40 miles per hour like it did today. Even if it goes to where we did, for example, where we were tracking in Prime Hook as well as Slaughter Beach, 35 and 34 mile per hour winds. When you combine that with temperatures falling into, well, the lower 30s, that makes for a teeth chattering kind of a situation. Currently, wind gusts are coming out of the northwest, and that's the colder wind that's coming out of the northwest, and it's drier. But then we're looking at, for example, lunchtime from Monday, just howling once again. Now, that changes the narrative because we have to pay attention to the wind chills, not the actual temperatures. 40, but feeling like 33. 39, but still feeling like 33. And that's the most optimistic point of view. For Monday, temperatures are going to climb to near 50, which is still below the norm for this time of the year. But with these winds pushing so hard from the west, up to 30 miles per hour, here's what it's going to feel like. Monday morning, it's going to feel like freezing. Tuesday morning, I might lose a few friends on Tuesday morning. Because look, we're looking at 27, 28 for just about everyone across the entire peninsula. Not until Wednesday do the winds start coming out of the south that may help us out. We may have a little bit of rain on Tuesday, and that rain is looking like it's about an inch or so. You see, here's Tuesday starting off. It gets cloudy by the afternoon. Then we have a brief touch of rain that will kick in for us for the evening going into Wednesday. So we're watching out for that as a possibility. Here's a wider view of that. When that pulls through, we'll have some lingering sprinkles. At best, lingering sprinkles, that's going to make it really raw, if nothing else. In fact, raw, cloudy, and all that kind of stuff, we're going to roll with that really for the rest of the work week.
Thank you, Paul. The Brandywine Valley SPCA is asking you to consider fostering an adult or senior dog or cat. The SPCA says foster homes give these pets a break from the shelter, lower their stress, and help them prepare for their forever families. Foster periods can be as short as 2 weeks, and the SPCA provides all supplies and training. High grocery prices and tariffs could spoil your Thanksgiving menu this year, and that's because the cost of some key holiday staples are up. These rising costs come as many people are already struggling to afford food. Jen Sullivan explains why Thanksgiving might be a little bit more.
Outside the King Center in Atlanta, long lines of cars as people wait for free food to be handed out at this Thanksgiving food drive.
This is going to make a tremendous difference.
Miss Williams works part-time, but she says it's not enough to put food on her table. And it's not just Thanksgiving she worries about.
It's every day. It's tonight. I need dinner for tonight.
Her story is like so many others as the cost of food continues to rise.
We've seen an increased need. We've seen seniors coming that need assistance. We've seen families.
The government shutdown put a strain on already busy food banks, with millions of food stamp recipients not receiving assistance through the federally funded Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP, and hundreds of thousands of federal workers not getting paid. But rising food costs are making groceries more expensive for everyone.
But for many families, they're still struggling to put food on their table and keep that roof over their heads.
Average grocery prices are up nearly 3% from last September, according to the latest Consumer Price Index report. Prices for key Thanksgiving staples like potatoes, meats, fresh vegetables, and bakery products are all up. And tariffs have caused the price of many imported items like wine to jump. One wine store says prices are 5 to 12% higher this year. There is some good news. On Friday, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that retroactively lowered tariffs on beef, tomatoes, coffee, and bananas, as well as other products coming from agricultural imports. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
A Purdue University analysis states that wholesale turkey prices are up 75% compared to October last year. The American Farm Bureau says the U.S. turkey flock is the lowest in nearly 40 years because of bird flu. Well, hey, people in Ocean View, if you saw a bit of hubbub in the Denton Woods area, here's why. The Millville Volunteer Fire Company says there was a gas leak in a vacant home. Firefighters say crews shut off the propane tanks and ventilated the home, which again, nobody was home at the time, and good news, nobody was hurt. Maryland Natural Resources Police continue to search for a missing boater. This photo shows Lonnie Johnson's boat, police say, near Taylor's Island in Dorchester County in the Chesapeake Bay. You can see that small white boat at the bottom of the island. Crews say they tracked his cell phone to the area, but they still don't have Johnson. Still to come on Coast TV News, buying a home on Delmarva, how much it's costing on average, and new numbers show how late in life people are buying now. You may recall one of the 8 Democratic senators who voted to end the government shutdown was Virginia's Tim Kaine. Every single other senator representing Delmarva and Delaware's Congresswoman voted against the bill. New tonight, Tim Kaine speaking out, defending his decision.
I was at the table with the Republican senators, and I knew if we wanted to get to the health care discussion, we had to open up government. And that was a vantage point I had that a lot of folks who were lobbying criticism didn't.
Funding for large parts of the government are set to expire January 30th, so we could be in another shutdown then. Democrats against this current shutdown, they say it's because that bill that ended it does nothing to address rising health care premiums. though the Senate leader did promise a vote on health care in December. For the first time ever, the median age of a first-time homebuyer is 40 years old, compared to the 1980s, where first-time homebuyers were in their late 20s. All of this according to the National Association of Realtors. Jen Sullivan shows us the costs facing home buyers, and also will show you how Delmarva compares.
The American dream of owning a home is becoming less of a reality for many prospective first-time homebuyers as prices continue to rise. Last month, the median home sale price for an existing single-family home rose to more than $426,000, according to the National Association of Realtors. Despite those high prices, many people still say they want to own a home.
That demand is there.
Jason Waugh is the president of Coldwell Banker Affiliates. Coldwell Banker recently conducted a survey and found 85% of those polled said they believe home ownership is still part of the American dream for most Americans. But many aspiring buyers worry about affording one.
More than 7 in 10 aspiring homeowners are delaying major moments in life, whether that is marriage, children, changing jobs or a profession, until they can buy a home.
Putting 20% down has become the standard for many 30-year fixed mortgages. So if you're putting 20% down on what the NAR says is the median home sale price for a single-family home, that would mean having more than $85,000 in cash. Now, to put that in perspective, that's nearly the same number as the median household income last year, according to the U.S. Census.
Certainly, affordability and inventory are issues that we have to solve for.
There are some banks that allow qualifying first-time buyers to put down as little as 3% of your total mortgage. Check if you qualify for a government-backed mortgage like an FHA that could let you put down 3.5%. If you're a veteran, the Department of Veteran Affairs offers some programs that allow you to put down 0%. There are state and local grants that you can apply for as well. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
So how does our area compare? According to new data from Realtor.com, in September 2025, the median listing home price in Sussex County was $545,000, pretty much the same as last year. Worcester County, though, it's about $469,000, and in Worcester, on average, 4.4% higher year over year. After the break here on Coast TV News, AI in the hospital, how the technology is transforming medical care. And then Royal Farms gas, where in Lewes the station wants to set up next on Coast TV News. Royal Farms is hoping to come to 5 points. A proposal to build a Royal Farms right here on Route 9 and Nassau Commons Boulevard will go in front of Sussex County Planning and Zoning Wednesday. The ROFO would be a good gas station company directly across the street from Redner's, which also has gas pumps. AI is transforming medicine. NBC's Dr. Akshay Syal shows us the one way tech is changing the hospital by reading brain scans and helping with spine surgeries.
This is what doctors at the Cleveland Clinic hear when a patient develops sepsis. A bold alert for the #1 leading cause of hospital deaths across the U.S., impacting millions.
Sepsis is a life-threatening medical emergency caused by the body's response to infection.
But now, doctors say there's a new tool to help fight it off. It's not an antibiotic or a medical device, it's AI. Just one example of how it's transforming medicine. Here, Dr. James Morrison says helping identify sepsis faster than ever before.
The patient might come in reporting chest pain or something like that. You're going to be thinking of a heart attack. Sepsis might not be the first thing you think of. While you're focusing on the patient, talking to them about what's going on, and the data starts to come in, the AI can be working on at the same time to say, does any of this fit with a pattern of sepsis?
The Cleveland Clinic, which has invested in this technology, showed us how it works in real time from a digital dummy patient, pulling data like heart rate, temperature, and oxygen levels.
All of those are indicative to us that the patient could have a new infection or sepsis.
Last year, across our system, we had over 30,000 sepsis cases, about 2,000 deaths, and we've seen that our sepsis efforts have driven down those deaths by hundreds per year.
If their tool is like a security system constantly monitoring your body, in North Carolina, a spine surgeon is using AI differently.
It's how I've often described it to patients is it tells me where I am, even though I may not know with my own eyes, just like a GPS in your car would do.
Dr. Brett Rockos at Duke Health says this new technology gives him a 3D view of the patient's spine in real time. Made by Proprio, advanced sensors work to digitally replicate a patient's spinal anatomy. Dr. Rockos says the tool can help shorten complicated hours-long surgeries.
What that means for the patient is they're having less anesthetic, less time asleep on the operating table, less bleeding.
The AI tool is FDA approved, already used in over 100 surgeries, with the company saying more hospitals are now set to test it. Meanwhile, back in Ohio, the Cleveland Clinic will also start testing the world's first neurological AI model that's not trained on text, but on electrical brainwaves.
Seizures are storms of electricity happening in the brain.
Dr. Imad Najim runs the hospital's epilepsy center. Wow.
This is the central monitoring unit. What we're looking at are recordings, brainwave recordings, Ohio, Florida, or even in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates.
You can see people here in the UAE.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's a patient who just had a seizure now.
That
Yes.
voice we just heard.
Yeah.
Monitoring all these screens isn't easy with the human eye, but AI is always on and can more quickly recognize subtle patterns.
We may be seeing something which is difficult to ascertain that it is a seizure or not. Our AI model will be able to detect it as early as 40, 50 seconds before.
Kristen was diagnosed with epilepsy in 2016, but says despite the meds, her seizures haven't stopped. Now she's here looking for answers.
They're bringing artificial intelligence or AI into that EEG. How would you feel about something like that?
That'd be really cool. If it's something in as much as it's looking at those patterns to see if it can find like a trace, that would be great. I don't want it to obviously take the role of clinicians who are there to help advise and make like ethical decisions.
And it comes as people turn to AI for medical diagnoses, the next stage of what's dubbed cyberchondria, something experts caution. And the industry is also grappling with how to address strict data privacy laws. But doctors say it can still assist.
Use artificial intelligence to complement human intelligence and using human intelligence to make the final decision.
After the break here on Coast TV News, as we take a live look outside, one more check on your forecast after this. The knockout rounds continue Monday night on The Voice, which means more eliminations. But as the coaches often say, and Mark Barger shows us, going home doesn't have to be the end of the road musically.
But the feeling of being eliminated on The Voice.
The winner of this knockout is Ralph Edwards.
Still stings for a talented singer like Kenny Aiko.
Don't tell me that. It brings me flashbacks. I haven't recovered from it yet.
But a trip last Sunday to SoFi Stadium helped. Aiko and some other eliminated Team Snoop singers performed during halftime of the Sunday night football game between the Steelers and Chargers.
Woo! You see the sweat? I'm still sweating. It was a great performance, man. The energy is crazy in here.
And a long way from the second grade classroom Emmanuel Ray teaches in.
It is surreal. I mean, because I've been to events here before, so now performing at one of them is like insane.
Just a reminder that The Voice is only part of a musical journey.
I didn't have the opportunity that they have to be on TV to perform on The Voice. So they're already 3 steps ahead of where I was at.
Building on that head start
I belong on a stage. I belong on a stage like this.
is the key.
It's just knowing and understanding if you believe in yourself and you put in the right time and the right work ethic, it will happen for you. You just slide into it like that because that's what your vocals are.
I definitely feel like it's a mentorship that's continuous. I feel like he's someone that actually cares about us and our careers and whatever we choose to do with it.
Opportunities await
Bravo, magnifico!
after The Voice. Mark Barger, NBC Entertainment.
The Voice airs Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, right after St. Denis Medical and the paper.
Take a look in Salisbury, holding at 44 degrees. Dew point temperature is 25. The winds right now moving at about 12 miles per hour. That's relatively minor considering all the wind woes we will have for the next actually a 36-hour period at the very least. We're looking at gale wind warnings for us in Lewes, Slaughter Beach to Lewes Beach to Rehoboth. This is bracing for 45-mile-per-hour winds, but not just there. All the way down towards Fenwick Island, curving right around towards Ocean City. We're concerned about blustery, very blustery conditions actually going into Monday. And even on the other side of the Chesapeake Bay area, we have gale wind warnings. Now, we're talking about gale force winds up to 45 miles per hour. We could have some beach erosion as a result of this as well. So this is significant as far as is concerned. And we had concerns about red flag warnings just to our west. That's been allowed to expire. So for Monday, we're looking at sunshine and 53, but then after Monday, sunshine and a relatively cold start to the day. So it's going to be a bright, sunny, cold Monday. Then we're looking for clammy and cloudy conditions to stay pretty persistent throughout the entire area. We're looking for it to become increasingly cloudy for us in Ocean City as well as Fenwick Island. And we anticipate for the folks in Lewes as well as Rehoboth Beach that the clouds are going to take over and stick around for a while for the rest of the work week, actually. You can keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a phone call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brockstedt, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. So let's talk about the forecast, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, we got a little sunshine on Monday, so we were able to come up with that. But after that, Maddie,
I'm looking at your icon over there,
Yeah.
and it's not even a full sun. It's like...
it's really a borrowed sun. So I don't think we're going to get a full rendition of all the sun we need, but it's going to be cloudy and clammy and chilly all week long.
Well, we're here for you as you get us through all that. So we'll get through it.
We'll do it.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News after Sunday Night Football. For more news and local weather, even if it's not great, you can get it from our apps, and we'll join you in just a few hours for Coast TV News today at 5. Have a great night.